Despite being the key to the entire show, Penelope Featherington simply doesn't get the attention she deserves or so desperately desires. But it would seem the Society Papers have a lot to say about a particular Season 3 finally doing her justice. Penelope's glowed up, and we're here to see it. Here's what we know so far about the new and improved character. First off, will Penelope finally get to be the diamond? Poor Penelope watched from the sidelines while every other character got her perfect romance, while all she could do was watch Colin with terrible longing. But will Penelope be Season 3's crown jewel? We think so. A teaser announcing the start of Season 3's production showed the wallflower transforming into a stunning beauty. That's not to say Penelope wasn't beautiful before, but the July 20 clip revealed Nicola Coughlan, who plays Penelope, with a magnificent updo and a jaw-dropping look. Talk about a lady whistle-down glow-up. The sweeping bangs and smoky eyes aren't typical of the soft-spoken Featherington daughter. If you've read the Bridgerton books, you'll recognize this transition since Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, the Julia Quinn novel that inspired this season, features a new appearance for Penelope. According to Nicola herself, this season will be the transformative for her character since she'll finally come into her own and become a woman. That's not all though. Nicola even hinted at a transformation for Colin, who's been a pretty lost-looking character so far. Second, what will happen to Penelope in the season? Bridgerton Season 3, according to Netflix, follows Penelope as she finally moves on from her Colin obsession. You may credit his scathing remarks at the end of Season 2. The description adds that this came with serious character development for the otherwise doe-eyed and soft-spoken character. She's decided that she needs to find a spouse to support her and, her side hustle as Lady Whistledown without constantly fearing being exposed. At the same time, there's a lot of tension with Colin, and since he's eager to win her favor again, he agrees to help her with the wedding season. And of course, you know how this one goes. He starts to develop conflicting feelings in the process. We sure hope Colin Bridgerton wakes up and realizes who matters in his life, because breaching her personal space isn't the only thing Colin does to subtly reveal his feelings for Penelope. He's always looking for her, following her with his gaze, getting closer to her than is socially acceptable whenever he gets the chance, and cursing his sister Eloise's intrusions, which he shares with Penelope. Penelope overhears Colin expressing such remarks to his brothers in the middle of a mocking chat in the book. Not that Colin's comments are acceptable in this context, but in the show, Colin says it in the middle of a high school society event, surrounded by pretty cruel men, and in a colder and much more brusque manner. So will Colin be the Bridgerton focus of the season? Anthony and Daphne have both had their moments in the previous season. Daphne managed to marry a lovely duke, and Anthony came to terms with love. So naturally, if Colin's going to be the focus of this season, then his best friend, Penelope, is pushed into the limelight. And what better place to explore some tension than friends turned possible lovers? Nicola confirmed this by sharing that Season 3 will be Colin and Penelope's love story. It might be a little strange to see at first, but who knows? These characters might have undergone many changes since we last saw them. Okay, so will we still get to see Kate and Anthony? Don't worry, we'll still see a lot of Kate and Anthony. After the simmering enemies to lovers trope, we can't imagine our favorite couple just disappearing on us like that. Simone Ashley, who plays Kate Bridgerton, shared that we'll see what the post-marriage dynamics of the couple will look like. Let's not forget about Edwina. They can't just leave the character hanging after she made such a major sacrifice for her sister. And from what we've heard, it's a little complicated. She exists, sure, and she greatly impacted the last season. It's not like Edwina's a forgettable character either. She's a complex individual who'll just always exist in the Bridgerton universe, according to Simone Ashley. Still, we might not see her as much in the upcoming season since the focus will be more on Penelope and Colin. We don't know about you, but we think Edwina deserves her spin-off season. Finally, here's everything we know so far about the upcoming season. We should brace ourselves for some Regency romance. The Netflix historical drama's gearing up for its third season with some juicy ton scandals. The streaming service announced on its official Instagram account that filming for the show's third season had begun. Penelope Featherington and Colin Bridgerton's romance will blossom in Season 3. According to Variety, 3 new cast members will be introduced in the upcoming season. Danielle Francis, Sam Phillips, and James Foon are all set to appear in the show. Francis will play Marcus Anderson, a new character who's described as having a magnetic personality and attracting all the ladies of the ton. Phillips, on the other hand, will play Nobleman Debling, who's supposed to be an eccentric lord who's also super rich. This is all you need in the show to win over the ladies of the ton. Francesca Bridgerton will be recast since the actress who previously played her recently left for another show. so we'll have an entirely new character introduced in her place. We have a lot to expect from the ton this season. With all these new suitors entering the picture and Penelope coming into her own, chances are she might not even pick Colin. If anything, Colin's been a terrible love interest so far, but who knows, only time will tell, or at least Lady Whistledown will. And here's some other related news you might have missed out on. First off, Nicola Coughlan talked about Season 3. As much as we love Penelope, the new season will be straying away from the Julia Quinn book series if her romance with Colin features as the central plot. If we look at the books, the third one should follow Benedict, but when Nicola announced that this season's going to be all about Penelope, we had a lot of questions that Coughlan decided to address. In an interview, Nicola said that the characters deserved to finally have their moment, and we gotta agree with that one. Since the previous seasons, Colin and Penelope have always watched from the sidelines. They've only acted as supporting characters or side stories, while the plot focused on other Bridgertons and their romances. Plus, according to Nicola, we're already pretty invested in these two. Slowly but surely, the show's creators have helped us build a relationship with them and understand their insecurities and what makes them tick. It was the way that the last season ended on a super tense moment between Colin and Penelope when he almost realizes how she feels towards him but then fails to truly understand, which seemed like the perfect place to kick off the next season from. Second, rumors of Joseph Quinn joining Bridgerton. The Stranger Things breakthrough star's been a fan favorite since he first featured on screen, so it's no surprise that there are rumors about Quinn joining Bridgerton. This claim appears to have begun on Twitter, with users posting a screenshot of a supposed message from the @discussingfilm account. This page routinely publishes movie and television updates along with the source, but if you go to their account today, you won't find that tweet. That indicates it was either erased or never existed in the first place. It might have been Photoshop. If you do a simple Google search for Quinn and Bridgerton, nothing from Deadline comes up. Of course, as is typical these days, the word spread to TikTok, with fans either begging for Quinn to be cast in Bridgerton or totally thinking he has. User Cat Quinn received a lot of attention after releasing a TikTok in which she emphasized her desire for Quinn to appear in the Netflix original, including from one of the show's actors, Nicola Coughlan. According to the post, Coughlan loved Quinn's video, implying that a covert casting was taking place. That, or the Bridgerton actor's a fan of Quinn as well. Finally, what kind of love story will we see in Bridgerton Season 3? Colin and Penelope are first and foremost friends, and friendship's an excellent foundation for a lasting love story. And we'll see in Season 3 of Bridgerton, Penelope's always loved Colin but understands how to conceal her feelings underneath the secure layer of genuine friendship. As a result, Penelope might not have all she desires from Colin, but he's still in her life as somebody close to her, and that's enough for Penelope, right? Sort of. Colin, on the other hand, is the polar opposite. While he considers Penelope a friend, his subconscious gives him away more than he would like, expressing emotions he isn't ready to face. Colin's treatment of Penelope since Bridgerton aired isn't how a friend would treat a friend. Colin unusually approaches her, entering her personal space, demonstrating that even if he's unaware of it, friendship isn't the only thing Colin feels for Penelope. Who knows how these friends to lovers will pan out and how much the show will follow the books. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Penelope will finally get the happy ending she deserves? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.